Well, I reckon what you want to know is what I'm doing in here. I reckon the reason I'm in here is because I done killed somebody. But I reckon the reason what you was wanting to know is how come me to kill somebody. So, well, I reckon I'll start at the front and I'll tell you from there. I lived most of my life out behind my mother and father's old house, a little old shed my daddy built for me. They didn't do too much. They didn't really want me up there with the rest of them. I mostly just sat around there in the shed all the time, just kind of looking at the ground. I didn't have no floor, but I got me a hole dug. Dug it out, laid a quilt or two out there that I put down. Daddy was a hard-working man most of his life. I can't say the same for myself. Just sort of sat around the shed and sort of tinkered around with a lawnmower or two and went off to school. Off and on from time to time, but children there made quite a bit of sport of me and made fun of me quite a bit, so some of them even roughed me up a time or two, but most I had to stay back out there in the shed. You see, my daddy worked down at the old sawmill there, down at the planer mill for an old man named Dixon. The old man Dixon he was a very cruel feller. He didn't ever treat his employees very well. Didn't pay him much of a wage, didn't pay my daddy much of a wage. He was barely enough to get by on, but I reckon he got by all right, because I come out and, one or two of them using my mother, and they fed me pretty regular, and at least enough for me to have mustard and biscuits a few times, 3 or 4 times a week. The old man Dixon, he had this boy. A boy named Jesse Dixon, man. And Jesse was really more cruel than his daddy was. He made quite a bit of sport of me as well, and used to take advantage of the little girls around the neighborhood quite a bit. He used to say my mother was a very pretty woman, and he used to say that quite a bit from time to time when I was down at the schoolhouse. Well, I reckon you want me to get on and tell you what happened, so I reckon I'll tell you. I was sitting out in the shed one evening, not doing too much of anything, just kind of staring at the wall and waiting for my mother to come out and give me Bible lessons, and all of a sudden I heard a commotion up in the house, so I gets up and run on up to the screening porch, and I see what was going on, and I looked in the kitchen window, and I sees my mother laying there on the floor without no clothes on. And I sees Jesse Dixon laying on top of her, having his way with her. But I just seen red. I picked up that Kaiser blade that was laying there by the screen door. Some folks calls it a Sling blade. I calls it a Kaiser blade. It's got a long handle like an axe. Put a long blade on it, shaped sort of like a banana. Sharp on one edge and dull on the other. So those old highway boys used to cut down the weeds and the chain gangs and whatnot. So I went in the kitchen there. I used the Kaiser blade and I hit Jesse Dixon upside the head with it and knocked him off my mother. I reckon that didn't satisfy me enough, so I hit him again in the neck with the sharp edge this time. Plumb near cut his head clean off. Killed him. And my mother, she just jumped up from where she was and said, "Hey, what'd you kill Jesse for? What'd you kill Jesse for?" Couldn't find out my mother didn't really seem to mind what Jesse was doing to her. I reckon that made me madder than what Jesse made me mad, so I take that Kaiser blade. I calls it a Kaiser blade. Some folks calls it a Sling blade. I calls it a Kaiser blade. And I hit my mother upside the head with it and I killed her. Some folks ask me if I had to do it over again, would I do the same thing? I don't know. I reckon I would. Anyhow, they seem to put me in here, and here I've been for a great long while now. Been here for a great long while. Ain't so bad. I learned to read some. Took me 4 years to read the Bible. I reckon I understood a good deal of it. It wasn't what I expected in a lot of places. I slept in a nice good bed for a great long while. They seem to put me out now. They're telling me they're sending me free today. Anyway, I reckon that's all you need to know. If you want any more details, I reckon I can tell them to you, but I don't know if that's enough for your newspaper or not. I don't reckon I got no reason to kill nobody. Mustard and biscuits. Thank you.